into that. Workflows are one of the things that allows you to create really, really extensive and comprehensive flows for your voice agents. So basically, if you want something very specific to happen, a tool call to happen, then workflows is the best way to do that consistently. And we're going to be doing a deeper dive when we actually build out the voice agent. But for now, let me give you a quick walkthrough of what you can do inside of here. They have a template section, and right now my 11 Labs is a little slow. A quick tip that you can use is to open up the software in incognito instead, where the cookies and the browser data is cleared. This sometimes helps. For example, if I go to workflow now, it's much faster. You can see it's almost instant, where here it's much slower. So if you want something that is fast, then open it inside of incognito. And we have access to a bunch of tools inside of this workflow editor. When we click on this plus right here, you can see the things that we can do. Like we can create a sub agent if you wanted to that behaves in a different way than our main agent. You can also get it to say something specific if you wanted to. You can transfer to another agent or transfer to another phone number. This is very useful. Let's say that you are working with an enterprise client and they at one point want to transfer over to a real person. Like they want, let's say, an AI agent to qualify the lead and then transfer it over. You would use the phone number transfer tool. You can also end the call, and then probably the most valuable thing you can do is this tool right here. The tool allows you to do a bunch of different things. In the top right corner, you need to click out this inspector. This is basically the settings of the node. And when we click on this, you can see it opens the settings right here where we can click add tool. And here we have three options. We either have integrations, and I'm going to show you those later. There's a bunch of native integrations in 11 Labs that you can connect easily very fast. There's also webhooks, which is probably the one that you would use the most. This basically allows you to send data to any other platform that you want via a webhook. So let's say you want to send some information to an edit inflow that starts some other process. You can get it to send specific information via this webhook. You can either send get, post, put, patch, or delete. You have all of the methods inside of here. You have the URL. We're going to be using that later. We also have the timeout that we can set to up to 120 seconds. And when we use this tool, it's very important that we give it a good name and a good description, because this basically helps describe when the AI should use the tool. And we also have an action to end the call. So let's say we wanted to end the call after it has run this tool. We can do it like this. And then the conversation will be ended. So we can force the AI to hang up the phone. You can build some really cool stuff with this. And they also have a bunch of examples already. If we click on the templates right here, you can see we have 4 different templates. A qualification flow, authentication flow, enterprise tier escalation, that's what I talked about transferring the call, and then business hours router. So you can also do it so it routes to actual humans doing business hours, and then it doesn't route to humans when they are not in. The most powerful thing about the workflows is that it allows you to do conditional logic, create different flows with different tools for different scenarios. So let's take a look at the qualification flow, for example. We can also click on this rearrange nodes and get it in a horizontal way if we want that instead. You can see the conversation starts, then it goes to a qualification agent, asks the user about their issue to determine if they need technical support or billing support. You can also see that you can add specific knowledge bases to this sub agent right here if you wanted to, so it has additional knowledge. You can also add specific tools that it can use. You can run tests specifically with this agent, and then we can determine what should happen next, if it either should be sent to someone with technical support or billing support. So this is a simple flow that basically determines if we should send it to technical support or billing support. And these are also sub-agents. So here you can see we have multiple different sub-agents inside of one flow. And you can see we have a condition right here. So when the technical issue is resolved, then we can end the conversation. And we have that as well for the billing support. So this is an example of a simple workflow. You can check out the others yourself, and we're going to go a deep dive into how to utilize the workflows and build with them in just a second. We also have branches. I'm not sure if you've ever used GitHub before, but it's very similar to GitHub branches. We can basically create different variations of our agent, different versions. So we can create a new branch, which will be a copy of our main branch right here. We can call this test. Give it a description like testing workflows. And then we can basically create different variations of this main agent. The reason this is smart is because if we wanted to make changes and test something, we don't have to destroy and test on our main agent. Instead, we create a branch or another test agent that we can then see, okay, does this agent actually respond better? Does it work better? And if we wanted to run this live, we can click deploy right here, and then we can set a percentage for how much traffic it should get. So I can set it so 100% of the traffic goes to the test agent and 0% of the traffic goes to the main agent. And in that way you can determine, okay, what agent should actually receive the phone calls. And you can even merge a branch exactly like you would in GitHub, where you have different changes. So you can see the main one, and after the merge, what then happens. And then you can merge the branches as well. So branches is a bit of a technical word, but basically think of it as versions of your agents. Another very interesting thing you can do is that you can split the traffic. If I click up here, then I can determine, okay, what agent do I want to send the traffic like we just did before? So I can set it to, for example, 50-50 and click deploy. And now what will happen is that 50% of the phone calls will go to this agent, 50% will go to this other agent, and then I can split test who has the highest closing rate, for example, and run real tests in real time and see the real performance. A very, very useful feature as well.